These days, there is an extremely severe heat wave spreading across the United States. Temperatures in New York City have comfortably surpassed 100 degrees Fahrenheit 38 degrees Celsius, and in southern cities like Phoenix, temperatures have exceeded 120 degrees Fahrenheit 49 degrees Celsius. In fact, there have been estimates from global monitoring sites indicating that Phoenix was the hottest city in the world this week. These are temperatures we haven't seen before, even though it's only June, not July or August. So, what is the reason for this, and why is it especially hot this year? Welcome! To understand how high the temperatures are these days, let's look at the average temperatures of the past years, which were already classified as hot years. In 2017, the highest recorded temperature in New York City was 100 degrees Fahrenheit 38 degrees Celsius. In 2018 it was 98 degrees Fahrenheit 37 degrees Celsius. In 2019 it was 99 degrees Fahrenheit 37 degrees Celsius. And in 2020 it was 98 degrees Fahrenheit 37 degrees Celsius. But in 2021 and 2022, temperatures reached 104 degrees Fahrenheit 40 degrees Celsius and 106 degrees Fahrenheit 41 degrees Celsius, which is almost like the temperatures we are experiencing now. But there's an important thing: in previous years, the heat wave lasted for a day or two at most. For example, in June 2022, the heat wave lasted for 2 or 3 days, and then temperatures dropped by about 15 degrees Fahrenheit 8 degrees Celsius. However, this year's heat wave, which is making us feel extremely hot, has lasted for more than a week and a half. Not only that, but there are waves of prolonged heat waves, not just one single wave. For example, there was a wave at the end of May from the 19th to the 27th. Then temperatures dropped a bit and rose again on June 2nd and have continued to rise sharply up to the time of recording this episode, which is June 8th. So, why is it particularly hot this year? First of all, let's clarify that there are multiple reasons contributing to the rise in temperatures and the persistence of heat waves, including global reasons affecting the whole world and other local reasons specific to the United States. Concerning the global reasons, according to the American NASA and NOAA, temperatures from 2014 to 2024 are the highest in modern history. This is, of course, due to smoke and greenhouse gas emissions that have created a heat-retaining layer around the Earth. When the sun's heat hits the Earth and reflects back, it doesn't dissipate into space. This layer traps it, causing it to keep bouncing up and down, making it feel like we're living in a glass greenhouse. That's why many institutions are concerned about climate change, and the United States, like most countries, has had a stable climate that changed slowly. The temperature in the United States used to increase by 1.25 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.7 degrees Celsius, every 30 years. This figure has increased in recent years to 1 degree Fahrenheit, 0.6 degrees Celsius, every 10 years. This is why temperatures in New York City have reached 106 degrees Fahrenheit 41 degrees Celsius. And there are fears that if this continues, New York City could reach 122 degrees Fahrenheit 50 degrees Celsius within 50 years. As for local reasons, the United States is naturally influenced by maritime climates from the east and desert climates from the west and southwest. We receive airflows from the Atlantic Ocean and air currents from the southwestern deserts. These combined used to create a climate we studied in school: hot and dry in summer, warm and rainy in winter. However, in recent years, the desert climate's influence on the United States has become more pronounced, dominating the scene. This is especially noticeable as the temperatures in the desert regions themselves have risen, causing the air masses coming from these areas to be hotter and drier than usual. This has made us feel the high temperatures in the United States more than before. Additionally, the hot air masses coming from the desert areas move at very high speeds, affecting vast areas of the country. Recently, air currents from the southwestern deserts reached speeds of 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour, causing disruptions in maritime navigation in areas like the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic coast. Another climatic issue in the United States in recent years is the timing of the seasons and the temperature of each season. The temperature in the United States during spring has become higher than in summer. Keep in mind that we are currently in spring, meaning all this unbearable heat is happening, and summer hasn't even started yet. Summer is supposed to start on June 20th, but does this mean that on June 20th, temperatures will be higher than this? The answer is no, and this is what's strange about the situation. At the end of spring every year, we get winds from the east, which are usually cold. However, due to global warming, these winds have become hotter or higher than the normal temperature for this time by about 5 or 6 degrees. Additionally, At the end of spring, there is something called the high-pressure system, which does two things. It makes the sky very clear, allowing sunlight to spread everywhere intensely, and it increases the temperature of most passing winds. This is what's happening now with a high-pressure system elevating temperatures in the United States, as reported by the National Weather Service. During summer, the prevailing winds come from the Atlantic Ocean to the east of the United States, not from the west. Most summers have low-pressure systems, which are the opposite of high-pressure systems, creating clouds that reduce the intensity of sunlight and cool the passing winds. Therefore, there is a high chance that summer temperatures will be slightly lower than the very high temperatures we are experiencing these days. Add to this the significant factor of green spaces. In recent years, many green areas in the United States have been removed and replaced with buildings, roads, and sidewalks. Instead of greenery that used to cool the air through transpiration, we now have asphalt and concrete that heat the air even more. This is why urban areas with concrete buildings and asphalt roads are always hotter than rural areas with lots of vegetation. Putting all of this together helps us understand why recent heat waves are higher than before. Unfortunately, as the situation is on an upward trend, it is natural for this year to have higher temperatures than previous years, and it is expected that coming years will be even higher. So, will this unbearable heat wave end, or will it continue? If it will end, when will it end? Unfortunately, weather forecasts suggest that this heat wave will continue throughout the week and extend for a few more days. However, on June 10th, there will be a slight drop in temperatures, which were Sunday and Monday, yesterday and the day before. Unfortunately, there are predictions that the high temperatures will continue until the 4th of July. However, starting from the holiday, the heat wave is expected to gradually break, and temperatures in New York City will return to normal levels of 93 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 to 35 degrees Celsius. Finally, a quick note, the temperatures we hear about, which are 104 to 106 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 to 41 degrees Celsius, describe the temperature in the shade because this is the global standard measurement. However, if you're standing directly under the sun, the temperature will be even higher. In the past few days, car thermometers recorded temperatures reaching 122 degrees Fahrenheit 50 degrees Celsius if parked in the sun. Therefore, we should avoid direct sun exposure, especially during midday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., as this is when the highest temperatures are recorded. If we need to be outside during this time, we should wear something to cover our heads to prevent heat stroke. Throughout the day, we should drink plenty of water and fluids to cool our bodies. May God help us through this heat wave and ease the suffering of our brothers everywhere, especially those trapped in tents. In conclusion, a prophetic advice for the heat, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said in a hadith reported in Sahih Muslim, if the heat is severe, then pray when it cools down, for the severity of the heat is from the breath of hell. We ask God for safety and well-being for us and you. That's it, we've finished. Who has made it this far? To those who have, you are the best. Give us a like before you leave so we know how many reached the end. And don't forget, if you have a question that comes to you in the middle of the night and puzzles you, write it in the comments under the video so we can answer it. Goodbye.